Changes are coming to the LPGA in Northwest Ohio. Why the tour won't be returning to the Glass City next year, at least as we've known it for the last 40 years. And more than 2 weeks after the election, several Northwest Ohio counties have certified results. We'll tell you who won the 9th congressional seat.
And there's an alert day in effect for tomorrow, tracking our first snowflakes of the season, plus a cold wind and feels like in the 20s. That full breakdown is coming up. Kaylee.
Welcome into WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Kaylee Maritat. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday night. Let's take a look at your top stories. There has been a major shakeup in the future of LPGA in Northwest Ohio. Officials with the Dana Open announced the long-standing event will not be returning to the Glass City, and instead 2 new tournaments will replace it. Michael Sandlin has the full story.
They've had a remarkable run. I mean, Toledo is LPGA and LPGA is Toledo.
Whether it's the Jamie Farr Classic, the Marathon Classic, or the Dana Open, for 40 years an LPGA golf tournament has been a cornerstone of Northwest Ohio. Until now.
You know, after 40 years, we wanted to try something new and different.
That's Judd Silverman, the tournament's director and a member of Toledo Classic Inc., the parent company of the Dana Open. He says while the Open is being retired, they have come up with 2 new tournaments that will run in the Open's place. Tournaments they believe will bring in the same amount of interest.
We'll have 102 Epson Tour players, the up-and-comers, and we'll have 42 Legends LPGA players, the players that formerly played the LPGA Tour before they went into the Legends status.
Silverman says these groups will have 2 new tournaments with 2 separate purses, and they've tapped 13-time LPGA winner and Toledo native Stacy Lewis to host. But these changes also mean current players will not step onto Highland Meadows Green for the first time in decades. While Silverman says the members of Toledo Classic Inc. chose to make this change, LPGA Commissioner Molly Marcos Saman shares a slightly different story.
I think they have been looking for the right partner to be able to fund the tournament, and they weren't able to get that done for an LPGA tournament this year.
Regardless of why the Dana Open has ended, Silverman says their goal of raising millions for charity, as they've done for the last 40 years, has not.
That's our mission. That's what we'll continue to do, but the players will be a little different.
One of their closest nonprofit partners is the Ronald McDonald House of Northwest Ohio, who was there since the very first Jamie Farr Classic back in '84, and since then they've received just shy of $2 million from the tournament. Executive Director Chad Brigham reacts to the close of one chapter and the start of another.
You know, the news for change is always, with mixed emotion. And again, we're very appreciative of all the support we've gotten from the golf tournament over the years, whether Jamie Farr to Marathon to Dana Open. We love that history. We love that we've been a part of it. We're excited to see what this new chapter, what this new change brings. And we'll look forward to continuing our relationship for sure.
Well, it's been nearly 18 years since a teenager pulled out a gun and killed a Toledo police detective. Now, 32-year-old Robert Jobe is getting his first chance at parole. He's never spoken out about the night he killed Detective Keith Dressel until now. WTOL 11's Melissa Andrews talked with Jobe for an hour last year inside the Marion Correctional Institution, where he's serving 18 years to life for murder. He was just 15 when he murdered Detective Dressel.
I definitely feel changed. I know I've changed. Just my outlook on life, the preciousness of life. I've developed more of a kindness and a peace in me throughout these years. You know, I like to say prison made me soft.
Jobe says he doesn't have much hope that he'll get out of prison for his first parole hearing. He just got less than 100 infractions since he went to prison in '08. His parole hearing is December 5th. You can watch the full story tonight at 11 on WTOL 11 or right here on WTOL 11+. A department head for Toledo Public Schools has resigned. This comes after an internal investigation was launched into allegations of mishandling money. A TPS spokesperson tells WTOL 11 Senior Director of Transportation Cindy Fox resigned from her position Friday. The district deputy superintendent says an internal review was launched after the district received an anonymous tip. The deputy superintendent did not specify when the alleged incident happened or when the district's investigation started. Toledo City Council has approved a new contract with Lucas County Canine Care and Control. Members of council had expressed concerns about the deal, which means LC4 will be responsible for responding to animal-related incidents in city limits again next year. However, the new $100,000 contract was just approved unanimously at today's city council meeting. The election was just more than 2 weeks ago, but many states were still counting votes today, including Ohio. Our National Verified team answers whether that's unusual.
This viral post says that numerous states are still counting votes and appears to imply that's evidence of election fraud. Let's verify. Is it abnormal for vote counting to take this long? To answer, we used these sources. And the answer is no. This isn't unusual. We often don't have finalized vote counts until weeks after the election. It doesn't mean something went wrong. It's part of the normal election calendar. Some states take longer than others to process ballots, whether because of low staffing, rules on when they can start counting, waiting for mailed ballots to arrive, or processing provisional ballots. We don't know for sure when each state will be done counting, but they do all have deadlines by which the results need to be finalized and certified. Those range from a few days after the election to more than a month, meaning some states have already certified while others are weeks away from being done. For presidential elections, federal law requires all states to certify their results by December 11th. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur has officially won Ohio's 9th congressional district race. The race between Congresswoman Kaptur and State Representative Derek Marin is one of 5 races that had not been called following the election. The race between the two was extremely close, and each Board of Elections had to certify results. The Lucas County Board met last week to review provisional ballots, but they reported official results to the Secretary of State's office today.
We see a lot of misinformation out there about elections. We sit here and we pour over all of it in a bipartisan way. There is not a moment your ballot is not there. For instance, we did our meeting here in another room. Ballots are in there sometimes. It takes 2 keys to get in there, Democrat and Republican key, anywhere there's ballot access.
Representative Kaptur won by more than 2,300 votes. There will not be an automatic recount for this race. The Ohio Senate Majority Caucus elected 2 Northwest Ohio state senators to positions of leadership in the state's legislative body. This included state senators Rob McCauley and Teresa Gavarone, both of whom represent Northwest Ohio. McCauley, a Republican from Napoleon, was elected to serve as the next president of the Ohio Senate. State Senator Teresa Gavarone, a Republican from Bowling Green, was elected as the Assembly's majority floor leader. Ohio nurses are backing a state House bill designed to increase staffing at hospitals. Supporters of House Bill 285 packed the Ohio State House Committee hearing yesterday. The bill would mandate minimum nurse-to-patient ratios in hospitals, as well as create a loan-to-grant program to recruit more nurses. Supporters say this would increase the number of nurses and lessen job stress. If it doesn't get passed by the end of next month, supporters say they will bring it back in the new year. The boxing fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul got a lot of attention in the last week. So much so people are signing up at gyms to learn more about the sport. Silver Barker caught up with the gym owner as they reap the benefits from the hype.
It's only been a few days since 28-year-old Dakota Hill's first boxing lesson at Soul City Boxing Gym. He says he's always had an interest.
Well, I've had a lot of people around me that have done it throughout their past. A couple of friends were Golden Gloves champions and all that. So I came up around it watching it.
But it wasn't until a recent fight that brought him here.
I didn't fully mature into wanting to do it until after seeing the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. Watching that kind of inspired me to see that there is no age limit to what you can do and achieve as a man. So I decided to try to push my boundaries and come on in.
Co-owner of the gym, Roshan Jones, says Hill isn't the only one to show interest right after the Tyson and Paul fight.
Approximately 10 young kids signed up and 3 adults signed up based off the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul promotion.
Jones says there's currently a wait list with 20 people on it, and the goal, he says, is not to turn any of them away.
We are a family organization, so when you come here, we treat you like family, no matter your race, your age, none of that. So We are a home-based gym that helps people get off the streets and also help with mental health problems with stress, anger, and anxiety.
In order to welcome more people, Jones says they are expanding their training facilities, one across the street from the current gym and another on the east side. All so that people can challenge themselves to try something new. Even I took a jab at it.
Really, that's the hardest thing, is the mental strength to be able to achieve the condition and maintain it in between fights and not let yourself go.
What does it feel like when you're boxing?
Breathe. Left hand.
I'd say just you and the other person. That's all you see. There's nothing else
Left
around
hand.
you.
The city of Toledo is doing its part to strengthen international relationships. For the first time ever, the city hosted the mayor of Hyderabad, Pakistan this week. It's one of Toledo's sister cities. Mayor Kashif Shoro used the trip as an opportunity to see how the two cities can strengthen culture, business, and education ties by meeting with city leaders and touring Toledo landmarks like the Art Museum. Well, in Bowling Green, 79 people took the oath to formally become a U.S. citizen. The new citizens are from 36 countries. Some spoke about their journeys and also shared some insight on illegal immigration.
So I don't think there should be a kind of a policies to limit people from coming in. If people come in the right way, they should be legalized, just the way we are.
Some say the process to gaining citizenship ranged between 5 months to 5 years. We're kicking off the Lights Before Christmas at the Toledo Zoo this Friday. We'll be bringing you the festivities being offered and, of course, the big tree lighting. Our coverage starts Friday at 5 p.m. The Lights Before Christmas will run until December 31st. You can head to our website for more information on how to get your ticket. Now let's make sure that the weather is going to be okay. We're going to check in with meteorologist John Birchfield. John, you have an alert day coming up first, though.
Yeah, Kaylee, it's certainly going to feel like winter as we head into that Thursday alert day with our first snowflakes of the season in the mix late tonight through Thursday. The breeze is also going to feel chilly, and this will signal a pattern change towards more cooler and wintry conditions on deck. Your Thursday forecast highs are only going to be in the upper 30s, but when you factor in that breeze that'll occasionally gust to 30 miles an hour, the wind chill, or the feels like, may dip down into the 20s. The first cold front that brought us rain showers earlier, that is now cleared off into Pennsylvania. However, we have our sights to the west as another dose of cold air moves on through. Temperatures are already starting to fall to the upper 30s overnight tonight, and it's only going to get colder into the day Thursday. A second cold front is currently sweeping through over Lake Michigan, and that one is producing some snow in the Midwest. That snow is going to arrive in our neck of the woods late tonight as we monitor the chance for those first flakes of the season. What about accumulation? It's looking unlikely, but it's still going to be a reminder that winter is right around the corner. Better snow chances are going to occur west of us, where more moderate widespread snow occurs in Indiana. But for Ohio and Michigan, some light and scattered showers will still be possible into the day on Thursday. Let's look a little closer to home. Those first snowflakes of the season flying late tonight through daybreak and into your Thursday afternoon. Scattered snow showers, again, that widespread stuff between South Bend and Fort Wayne, well west of the region. So when is this going to impact you? Late tonight through daybreak, there is going to be some snowflakes flying and a colder breeze for that commute. Rain snow mix with a cold wind, and pack that winter coat, hat, and gloves. And as the kids are getting ready for school tomorrow, make sure they are layered up and ready for that brush with winter. Travel conditions could be a little bit slower than normal. There's not going to be snow accumulation or ice on the roads, but those roads will still be a bit slick and damp at times. So a yellow light from 8 a.m., noon, all the way through 5 p.m. Give yourself an extra couple of minutes just to play it safe. The weekend does bring back the return of dry weather for the BG Holiday Parade on Saturday, and a flurry or sprinkle will be tapering off with likely dry and a slightly milder feel for